There's a man, he gets shot by the cops going to clean his dead grandmother's home. Put up his picture, full mask. Completely avoidable. Could have ended differently, for sure. Ohio, 26-year-old Joe Frasure was shot by the police who believed he was a burglary suspect, when in actuality, he was simply cleaning out his late grandmother's home. He would later die at the hospital. I'm going to give you the chilling background to this police encounter. Wyoming, Ohio. Police said officers responded to an apartment building on the 300 block of Durrell Avenue shortly before 1 a.m. for a report that 2 to 3 people were trying to break into a residence. The 911 caller said the apartment should have been vacant. Responding officers heard activity at the rear of the building and encountered Frasure and his father in the rear driveway. Let's put the police chief up. Okay. Her name is Chief Brooke Brady. Claimed that Frasure was in a minivan and refused commands to exit. Let me read this statement from the chief. The minivan reversed at a high rate of speed before hitting a tree, at which the point the vehicle accelerated rapidly at our officers, she said. The officers fired 4 shots at the minivan as the minivan was accelerating towards them. With the vehicle smoking and the engine still running, our officers forced their way into the minivan and pulled Mr. Frasure from it. They then provided life-saving care, and he was transported to University Hospital. His cause and manner of death have not been released. He was 28, he was 28 years of age. His manner of death was what the police did. There's more. Frasure's family has disputed that entire police account, saying Frasure was not a burglary suspect. Rather, they say he and his father had been cleaning out an apartment his grandmother lived in before she recently died. NBC affiliate WLWT of Cincinnati reported. His sister Shonda Coleman told the station, and I quote, "I didn't hear none of that. I didn't hear no commands. All I heard was pop, 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 pop. Like it was like 10 rounds. Wyoming police are cooperating with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office and the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office in the investigation and review. Prosecutor Missy Powers will decide if any charges will be filed against the officers who fired their weapons." Now, listen, we're not the court of law here. We are the court of public opinion. He was not at that home burglarizing anybody. So does it make sense all of a sudden an individual who is still grieving the loss of his beloved grandmother, going to her house, going to her apartment to clean it up because this is what a dutiful family member does. All of a sudden, he wants to now kill the police. Does this make sense to you? And then the chief coming out with a statement absent of facts. How can you oversee an investigation when you have already concluded, chief, that your officers were justified absent of actual evidence? There is no way this department nor the county sheriff's office should be in charge of this case. The reason is because too many damn cops work for the divisions, the police department, the sheriff's department, and they have variations of coordinated events and operations, etc. They're friends. Friends should not investigate friends. It's real simple. So this is one of the most extreme things I could think of happening to somebody who's mourning the death of their grandmother. And then the police department comes out with a contrary narrative based on the family's sentiment expressed. But this is why it's important to say something, to always speak up. Because when they're knocking on your neighbor's door, if we don't say anything, they will eventually knock on yours. And this is why our coalition is better together than separate. We all lose when there's police misconduct. We all lose when there's an incident like this that leads to the death of a man who should be alive. We all lose. All right, Jordan, thoughts here?
This is tragic. I hope that people in that community, that it's a rural community north of Cincinnati, predominantly white. I hope people wake up. I hope it activates a new sense of justice and fairness within them. It's unfortunate that sometimes these instances are what it takes for people to finally recognize systemic problems when it affects them or someone around them. But also, it underscores this issue that I've had a problem with for a while, this kind of suburban panopticon where everyone feels like they're just cop or detective adjacent, where these busybody suburbanites are spying on their neighbors or watching their neighbors, posting on Nextdoor about suspicious activity and watching their Ring camera footage, and everything is nefarious, and they live these paranoid lives where they're deeply suspicious of their neighbors. That is so unhealthy, and it leads to moments and instances like this where someone is cleaning out a late relative's apartment and they have the police called on them and then they're killed. Like this should not happen. Just mind your own business and let people live their lives. It's so simple.
Somebody is dead now. You got to think about this, dear brother. They just laid to rest the grandmother. Now they are laying to rest the grandson. This should not be. We will bring you updates as they come with this story. We do not know if these cops will be charged.